We were promised autonomous agents that would run our entire lives. But instead, we got chaotic workflows and hallucinated results. While everyone is over-engineering the future, they are ignoring one fatal flaw: friction kills adoption. It is time to admit that a simple command line is actually beating your smart agents. This brings us to a huge paradox in the age of AI. Why are the most advanced, ambitious AI agents struggling with real-world adoption, while simpler interfaces continue to dominate our daily digital lives? Here's a startling fact. While Gartner predicts that over 80% of enterprises will have used GenAI APIs or models by 2026, internal studies from major tech firms show that less than 10% of complex, multi-step agent pilot projects ever make it to full production. What is the fundamental disconnect between ambition and utility in this new automation era? The gap is widening between the billions invested in creating autonomous systems and what people actually find useful. By the end of this video, you'll understand why the smartest AI isn't always the most effective, and why the future of automation might look much simpler than you think. To understand this divide, let's get the basics straight. Think of a modern chatbot as a hyper-efficient, specialist librarian. You ask for a specific book on quantum physics published after 2020, and it finds it for you, instantly. It's a focused, single-turn interaction. It operates within strict constraints, which is its greatest strength. An autonomous agent, however, is like a brand new personal assistant with a vague job description. You don't ask for a book. You say, "Figure out what I should read next to advance my career and organize my digital library accordingly." The agent has to interpret your ambiguous goal, create a multi-step plan, browse the web, access your files, and execute those steps without constantly asking for your approval. The core problem is a concept from user experience design called friction. It's all the unnecessary effort, confusion, and frustration you experience trying to use a technology. When that ambitious assistant misinterprets your career, downloads the wrong books, or deletes a file by mistake, the friction skyrockets. You spend more time correcting it than you would have spent doing the task yourself. The dream of autonomous agents is incredibly compelling, and for good reason. These aren't just tools. They're envisioned as our digital proxies. The goal is to give them a complex, high-level objective and have them execute it from start to finish. Imagine telling your device, "Plan my company's off-site retreat to Lisbon for 20 people, keeping the budget under $50,000, and then watching it happen. They promise to handle the multi-step, tedious, and cognitively draining tasks that consume our workdays. This is the holy grail of productivity, a self-driving car for your entire digital life. You just set the destination, and it's supposed to handle every turn, traffic light, and detour along the way, freeing up your cognitive resources for what truly matters: strategy, creativity, and human connection. But this is where the grand vision smashes into a harsh, unforgiving wall of reality. That self-driving journey often ends up in a ditch. A major reason is that these complex agents are highly prone to hallucinations, confidently inventing facts, API calls, or outputs that are completely wrong. In fact, some studies have found that even the most advanced models can hallucinate in up to 20% of their responses when faced with complex, multi-step reasoning tasks. Beyond hallucinations, they critically struggle with error recovery. In traditional software, if one step in a script fails, it stops with a clear error. An AI agent might fail on step 3 of 10 and then try to bizarrely continue with step 4 using incorrect data, leading to a cascade of failures that corrupts the entire task. This brittleness comes from context loss. As the chain of actions gets longer, the agent can effectively forget the original goal or critical constraints like the budget. This isn't just a failure of the AI model's intelligence. It's a fundamental failure of architecture. We're asking a single, monolithic system to be a planner, an executor, a reasoner, and a tool user all at once. This complexity creates an unmanageable number of failure points, destroying the most important currency of all: user trust. Now, let's turn to the unexpected champion: simplicity. Interfaces that resemble advanced chatbots, or even the humble command line, succeed precisely because they are constrained. They do one thing, and they do it perfectly. This massively reduces your cognitive load, because you don't have to guess what it will do. These simple interfaces offer predictable, deterministic outcomes. You know what you're going to get every single time. This is why developers and power users love them. They are scriptable, reliable, and, most importantly, composable. You can chain simple, perfect tools together, like digital Legos, to build incredibly powerful and robust workflows, where you remain in full control. This directly busts the myth that users want the AI to do everything for them. The data suggests otherwise. A recent survey found that 73% of customers prefer self-service options to solve their issues. A well-designed, simple interface that gives them direct control is often rated higher than a system, human or AI, that tries to guess their needs. People don't want less control, they want more powerful control. You see this triumph of simplicity everywhere. Think about the last time you needed to change a flight. Would you rather use a simple chatbot that presents you with 3 clear options and rebooks you in 30 seconds? Or would you trust an experimental agent that you have to explain your entire situation to, which might then misunderstand and accidentally cancel your hotel reservation along with the flight? The chatbot wins because it reduces friction to almost zero. In business, companies using simple, API-driven automation for tasks like invoice processing report efficiency gains of up to 70%, a figure rarely matched by more complex, agent-based systems. Now for a more mind-bending example. Scientists at the cutting edge of research. They are using powerful command-line-driven interfaces to orchestrate vast simulations on supercomputers, searching for everything from new materials to new medicines. They aren't asking an agent to go discover new physics. They are using a precise, powerful, and fundamentally simple interface to maintain absolute control over an incredibly complex system. It's the ultimate partnership between human intellect and machine execution. So let's pull this all together. We are deep in a new automation era, but the fundamental rules of success are surprisingly old. The ultimate measure of success isn't how smart an AI is, but how effectively it reduces friction for the user. Simple, focused tools that offer predictable results and keep the user in control are consistently outperforming their complex, ambitious, and unreliable counterparts. We started by mocking the simple command line, but we now see its core design philosophy. Predictability, control, and composability is what's actually building a usable future. The most powerful AI tools aren't trying to replace your brain, they're trying to build you a better hammer. A tool so intuitive and reliable it becomes an extension of your own will. We are only at the beginning of learning how to design these tools effectively. What are your thoughts on the future of AI interfaces? Do you prefer the simplicity of a chatbot or the ambition of an autonomous agent? Share your perspective in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the science of technology.